Hey guys, Matt Moreland Realtor here with another video. Wanted to give you 5 mistakes that are potentially the most problematic for first-time home buyers. The first one is going to be budgeting. So you really need to set a budget before you start looking at houses as to what you can afford, what you think you can afford, and what you're willing to pay each month, whether that is financed and you're paying a monthly mortgage payment, or if you're buying cash, how much you're willing to pay outright for the house. That leads into the second one, which is confirming that with your bank if you are using a lender. So going to the lender and getting pre-qualified, pre-approved, all that, which that's something we'll make a whole nother video on here soon. But sometimes what you think you can afford is not what the bank thinks you can afford and is not what the bank is willing to lend on. So making sure those two things line up is really important before you get your hopes up and get your mindset on a particular property. So really confirm with your lender that you're on the same page, and it's better for the lender to be willing to lend more than you want to buy. So if they're willing to lend you up to $500,000, but you're only wanting to buy a $250,000 house, you're in a better situation than if you're wanting a $500,000 house, but they can only lend you or approve you up to $250,000 one. So the third one that I think is really important that's not talked about a lot is the additional expenses that are incurred. So some of those being inspection fees, the earnest money deposit, option fee, homeowners association dues, things that sometimes aren't thought about from the home buyer's side when they're buying their first home. So a few of those, like the earnest money deposit, typically a percentage of the cost of the house, which as the name implies shows that you're earnest in your submission of a contract to them, or an offer I should say, and that's usually something a lot of people don't think about, that can be a big chunk of money if you're putting 1% down with your offer on $1 million property. So the fourth thing that I think is really important for first-time home buyers is inspections. Not getting an inspection because the property looks good to you on the surface. I can't tell you how many brand new construction homes have issues that are found because they had an inspector come out and take a look. And it's really important to pay that couple $100 for that peace of mind, especially as a new home buyer, to know that your house is in good shape, or hey, here's what's going on. Either the seller can maybe fix this, we can negotiate on that, or this is something I need to look out for in the future that could go possibly wrong. And number 5, the final tip is going to be planning ahead. So as a first-time home buyer, typically you're going to be a little bit younger in most cases. So if you're expecting to be having 5 or 6 kids, I would not recommend buying a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom property right off the bat if you're expecting to have a bunch of kids real fast. Plan ahead for that kind of stuff. And if you're wanting to buy another house in the future, your first home should be in an area where you foresee some growth and appreciation, because if you're going to be selling it in 3 to 5 years or so, you want to make your money out of it. You want to make your money back and maybe get a little bit on the exit from it. So again, feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you have on those 5 tips. Just going over them again, it's setting a budget, confirming that budget with your bank and getting pre-approved, pre-qualified, all that. Considering those additional expenses that come into play, getting an inspection done on your property, and finally planning ahead for when you decide to sell that property or move into the property and as your needs change. So feel free to reach out. Like I said, connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the above, and reach out at my contact info posted below. But until next time, guys, this is Matt Moreland. Thanks.